How do speech errors emerge? This figure presents a dynamic systems view of speech sound errors. From this perspective, speech errors are not simply random mistakes, and they are not always best understood as failed rule use. Instead, they can emerge as self-organized, adaptive solutions that a child's speech system produces under multiple, interacting constraints. The key idea: speech error patterns are shaped by multiple interacting constraints. A child is trying to achieve a speech goal, but that goal must be met within the limits of the body, the task, and the environment. The speech system is constantly balancing accuracy with stability, efficiency, effort, and control. The first set of constraints involves task requirements. Speech rate, lexical stress, and other task demands can change how easy or difficult a movement pattern is to produce. A child may simplify speech not because the target is unknown, but because the motor system is selecting a version that is more stable or easier to execute in that moment. A second set of constraints involves environmental conditions, such as speaking in noise or under other external demands. These conditions can alter how speech is planned and monitored, increasing the likelihood that the system settles on simpler or more robust productions. A third set involves personal factors, neuromuscular characteristics, orofacial characteristics, and individual physiological limits. Conventional auditory perceptual or IPA transcription approaches can miss subtle but important speech-motor differences, and that these hidden motor constraints may contribute directly to the so-called phonological error patterns we hear. Finally, the child is aiming for task goals or targets, appropriate speech targets represented in gestural, somatosensory, and auditory terms. Over time, children build a repertoire of action patterns for controlling force and timing. From this perspective, speech errors are not simply rule failures. Speech errors are meaningful and organized outcomes of a developing system, working and adapting under constraints. What we hear on the surface may reflect the interaction of the target, the task, the body, and the environment. That is why this framework pushes us to look beyond transcription alone and think more deeply about the mechanisms that give rise to the error patterns we hear.